taking a look at this here, and I think you guys were going to be very pleased with what you can do with Shortcuts Lot 5. And again, this whole webinar is geared towards the Explore users out there that are using Design Space, and you feel like you're limited, right? And you're looking at other things to do and create, and Inkscape may not be for you. But Shortcuts Lot 5 may be for you, and we're just hoping that we can unlock some of your design potential utilizing Shortcuts Lot 5. We're going to go through a few of the neat effects that we can do inside Shortcuts Lot 5 that makes this a real no-brainer as far as should you get this or not, right? So let's go ahead and get started. Who am I? I'm Rob with ScrappyDew.com. I used to be in the military from 2004 to 2016. Used to be a helicopter pilot. And back in 2009, we wanted to have another child, and my wife wanted a job that could travel with us. So anyways, she came up with ScrappyDew.com. She loves scrapbooking. She loved creating patterns. And I sort of helped her out in the background. And I originally went to school to become a teacher. I wanted to teach. So anyways, to help pacify my addiction for teaching, I decided to create a YouTube channel for ScrappyDew. And anyways, started to help people learn how to use the crafting software. I'm very straight to the point, no fluff, and people tend to like it, okay? But anyways, we created ScrappyDew in 2009, and then decided to launch our classroom in 2016. Seen much success from it, and people are loving the courses that we have, whether that be for Design Space, Shortcuts a lot, in various other classrooms that we offer. All right, but anyways, some of the people out there will tell you that you cannot use Shortcuts Lot 5 with your Explorer. Well, I am here to tell you that you can use it for design purposes. Okay, ever since Shortcuts Lot came out, they came out in 2008. Okay, and it worked directly with the Cricut products, Cricut Expression, Cricut Create, a variety of those cutters. And it essentially did not, all you needed was a cartridge, stuck it in there, and you can create whatever you want. It doesn't have to be on that cartridge. All right. ProCraft decided to sue Shortcuts a lot in 2011 for infringement. Okay. Now, Shortcuts a lot did survive. They settled out of court, obviously, and now their software does not work directly with with the machines anymore. Okay, I think the previous, the cutters that or the previous Shortcuts a lot 2 users or 1 users are still able to keep their program. However, new ones are not to be sold. Okay, so anyways, that's why people would say that. Okay, but the thing is here, Shortcuts Lot 5 and Cricut Design Space, there's still a barrier. But what ends up happening here is Shortcuts Lot 5, you can design in it just fine, create a file type. It creates a file type called an SVG, and you can take that into Cricut Design Space, and this just unlocks a lot of options that are out there for you. So you're not just restricted to the Cricut images that they give you. Okay, so anyways, we all know that there are several other programs out there besides Shortcuts a lot that can create SVGs. Okay, so you got the Adobe Illustrator, Corel Draw, you got Affinity Designer. All those top ones in green, they are pay to play. They are expensive. They're made for designers. They're not really made for crafters. Okay. Same thing with Inkscape. Okay. Now the main reason why people tend to drift to Inkscape, and if you haven't heard of Inkscape, I mean you may see it in the all those groups that are out there. But Inkscape attracts a lot of people because the program is free. But once people open it up, it looks nothing like Design Space. It looks nothing like a crafter or what they would use. Okay. That is very much of a deterrent, and people just give up. They give up. So anyways, there's Make the Cut, there's Shortcuts a lot, and Make the Cut is out in my mind because the developer on it has abandoned ship, and although it is a great program, Cricut Lot came out with Cricut Lot 3, Cricut Lot 4, and obviously now it has Cricut Lot 5. So still in development, still there to support everybody that purchases it, while Make the Cut has simply just left the table there. Okay, but anyways, here is one of the diagrams that I really like to visualize everything. Okay, so you have design freedom on top, you have very limited on the bottom. Okay, you have the pain in the butt to use, and then you have the ease of use. Okay, now the sweet spot where these if you were very lucky, you would have an easy to use program, and it would allow you to design everything. Okay, everything that you really wanted. Okay, so the closer you get to that check mark there, the better. Okay, so let's take a look at some of these softwares here. So we have Cricut Design Space. It is very limited, but it is easy to use. Okay, so you're in that bottom quadrant. Now the other ones out there, we have Corel Draw, Inkscape, Adobe Illustrator. Those are a pain in the butt to use. If you haven't opened them up, test out Inkscape. You're gonna like, oh my gosh, that's not for me. So many people just hit the tap out button just because of all the tools that are there. And then obviously you have the Make the Cut and Cricut Lot 5. That is where we're trying to get the ease of use and give you that design freedom. Okay, and again, once we start doing some demos of the software, you're going to start feeling right at home. You're like, oh, there's an arrow button. Oh, there's a text tool button. Oh my gosh, this is so easy. So anyways, that is it there. So we have several things lined up to sort of demonstrate to you on some of the neat features that are built inside of Cricut Lot 5. We will do a little bit of dabbling into Cricut Design Space just to show you, how painful it is to do some of this stuff. Like if I wanted to trace this Yoda here, it's going to be a pain in the butt here that we're going to see very shortly inside Cricut Design Space. And then we're going to show you how easy it is in Cricut Lot 5. I mean, you're just going to be amazed at that. All right. So we have several demos set up. Again, we do have a classroom that goes over all of these steps here. So again, not really to teach how in depth on how to use the stuff, but we're going to go at a pace here where you can say, oh my gosh, that's really super easy. Just 2 clicks, that's it. Okay, so let's go ahead, get started with this one, and this is the tracing clip art of the Yoda. All right, so let me first show you where I found this Yoda. I just did a quick search for Yoda clip art, and I mean, if you pull up tools here, you can sort of choose some items here. But anyways, I just did Yoda clip art, and then I found one of these patterns here, like this one. Okay, so it's just a Yoda vector anyways, and when you have this image here, you can either click on it there, or you can like right click here and click the button that says Save Image As. Alright, so I'm just going to go ahead and create a new folder. I'm just going to call this Demo, and keeping this here as Yoda. That will be fine. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Save. Okay, notice that we saved this as a JPG file, so it doesn't have a transparent background, and which is fine. And what I wanted to demonstrate here is how does Design Space trace, and then we're going to do a quick compare and contrast on it. All right, so anyways, if we go over here to the upload, and again we're choosing this one right here. I'm going to go ahead and click on this, and then I'm going to go ahead and click on browse, and then I'm just going to find that folder there and click on open. So I'm just going to go ahead and click this here, and then I'm going to go ahead and click continue. So you're going to notice that in Design Space, you can try clicking on the magic wand to help erase some of these things here. Okay, so you think that you're getting it. Okay, and I'm not going to go ahead and click on every single one of these. Okay, because not only do you have to do that there, but you have to click on the insides, and man, it does get painful having to do that. All right. Now, let me go ahead and just do a quick preview, because I believe that we missed some things here. And, if we were to hit continue, all of these pieces here would have to come with us. I mean, we could do some erasing and stuff, and maybe that will get it. But again, how much time are you wasting when it can be very simply done inside Shortcuts a Lot 5? Okay, so that's my whole point, is that we need to save some time here, guys. So let's go ahead, show you how we can do this really quick inside of Shortcuts a Lot 5. Okay. All right. So let's go back to it. So I'm just going to go ahead and go back here, and very simple to do. We click the trace button. That's it. We choose the image. Let me go ahead and go to my demo folder, and voila! Look at that. Beautiful trace, right? So down here, this is the trace features inside Shortcuts Lot 5. Again, we have a full 15 minutes going over each individual piece here, but just with the basics selected, it looks really good. Looks really good. So I'm just going to go ahead and click on OK. All right. So now we got our Yoda. I mean, how hard was that? We did not get those lines, right? Now you may be asking yourself, well, how do I get this into how do I get this into Cricut Design Space? Well, very easy, very easy. So I'm just going to go up to File, and then I'm just going to go up to Export, and I'm going to call this Yoda SVG, just so we know the difference here. I'm going to go ahead and click on Save, and then take a look at this, guys. We have the Design Space Compatible. Now, this feature you're going to love if you are used to designing an Inkscape for you guys out there. This removes all of the background photos, converts all the images, converts all the text rather to a path. I know some of that may sound foreign to you, but I know you Inkscape users out there that are watching this webinar. You know what I'm talking about, because you're not going to get those weird, crazy errors that you always see. All right. So let's go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and click on OK here. And now let's go into Design Space. Okay. So let me go ahead and go back into Design Space. I'm going to go back to the upload here. Upload here. Choose Browse. And now we're doing the Yoda SVG one. We're not doing the JPEG one. Okay. So let me go ahead and open it, and there it is. I mean, you can't get any simpler than that, right? So I'm going to go ahead and save it, and then the last step obviously is you select it here, and then it just goes on your mat, okay, or on your design space area. Okay, so pretty cool, right? Pretty cool. Some of the other things that you can do with Shortcuts Lot 5, at least with this image, is let's say, for example, you would like to make this green, I guess, right, to sort of match the face. Okay, so anyways, to do this, again, very, very easy here. I'm just going to go ahead and do this. I'm going to copy this to my clipboard. Okay, and then over here in the settings, I'm just going to choose this where it says blackout. Okay, and let's go ahead and change the color. Change the color to green. That's what Yoda is, right? And now I can go ahead and go to Edit, Paste in Place, and look. Looks kind of interesting and everything. Obviously, you may want to color his cloth something else, but again, just depends upon what you want to do and what you want to get out of this. Okay, how far do you want to go? Do you just want to make this a quick little vinyl thing that you can stick on the back of your truck, or do you want to make this like a paper piecing kind of thing? Okay, all right. So that is simple tracing inside of Shortcuts Lot 5. Let's go ahead and go back to the slideshow presentation to see what lesson we have next. Okay. All right, so tracing a clip art that's in color, really simple, especially if you're going to just deal with a couple of the solid It's all types of colors there, where we have the white, we have the red, we have the black lines, and really that's just 3 simple colors, not a lot of shading on it. This is a perfect example of what would be a great trace inside SureCut 5. Would be kind of like a nightmare inside Cricut Design Space if you were trying to colorize something like this, or make it, make it a layered piecing here. Okay, so let's go ahead. Let's grab the CLIPART from the internet, and then we'll go ahead and bring that into SureCut 5 to show you how we can use single color tracing. All right, so let me go ahead and switch over to it. All right, so back to Google image search. Found the Ghostbuster. So you do Ghostbuster logo. You do have some additional options down here: tools, transparent, and I just selected transparent PNG, making sure that I do have one that has a nice little transparent background. So, anyways, we have the logo, and now I'm just going to right-click it and go down to Save Image As, and I'm just going to go ahead. We can keep it as is on this one. Click on Save. And now it's time to go into SureCut. Okay, so we can say goodbye to the Yoda, see you later guy, and bring up the tracing. We're going to go ahead and choose the image of the Ghostbusters. And now we're just going to go ahead and do the single color trace. All right. So we're just going to go ahead and trace the black and trace the red. So we need it twice, okay? And because we're tracing the image more than once, we click this button here that says Prompt to Continue after tracing. All right, that's kind of important. All right, so the color pickers right here, you can hover your mouse over the color that you're trying to trace, click on it, and then you want to go ahead and click on the Update Preview. Okay, that's the key. Make sure you click on the Update Preview. So that looks great. I'm going to go ahead and click on the OK. It's going to ask me would I like to continue tracing more layers. I'm going to say yes. Okay. Now the next part here is we need the black. Okay, the black outline. So let me zoom in there and choose the black. So here it is. And again, you may need to play with values right here with the contrast, or some of the values down here. Again, our course goes over all of this stuff here. And if you guys do have questions, I forgot to mention this earlier, if you guys do have questions, make sure you post them. We will hopefully get to them. If not, we will shoot you an email, okay, and do some follow-ups there. But hopefully we can cover it all here for you in this video. All right. Okay, so I have that selected. I'm going to go ahead and click on Update Preview, and you can sort of see it does have a little bit of speckles over there. Again, that can be partly due to contrast, or again, we can use the eraser tool a little later. So these here I would not worry about too much. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and click on OK. And I'm done tracing, so I'm going to go ahead and click on No. And now we have it there. Okay, so I promised you on doing a little cleanup on this. Again, super duper easy. You can see those little specks there. I'm going to hide the red, and then I'm just going to go over to my eraser, and I'm just going to clean them up. That's it. All right. So pretty easy tracing. The Ghostbuster logo, again, when you have nice solid colors like that, it's very easy to scan and trace those multiple layers like that. All right, so pretty neat, right, guys? Yeah. If you guys have any questions, make sure you post them. We will get to them. Okay. All right. Let's see what the next demo is. All right. Let's go back to the PowerPoint slides here. All right, so text effects. We got a couple text effects ones here to show you some of the neat titling effect that SureCut 5 brings. Some of it's new, some of it was in SureCut 4, but again, it has nothing that you've seen in Design Space. Okay, and again, with a few clicks of the mouse button, you can get some cool results. So we'll go over this one. some bulging effects and stuff like that. And then we'll also do like everyone likes the Starbucks logo kind of effect, where you can put the text around that logo. So that's going to be pretty neat here as well. So we'll knock those two quick demos out here in SureCut's 5. All right, so let's go ahead, go back to the SureCut's 5, and let's start making some text effects. All right, so the next thing here we're going to take a look at, I think we're going to do the interesting one first, which is the coffee one. Very popular, Starbucks. Again, trying to get this to look good on Cricut Design Space may not work for you, especially even if you're trying to use their new circle text, you may not get good results as if you would to do it from SureCut's 5. Okay, so anyways, if you are part of the classroom or anything like that, even in this video here, we're going to have a special download link here for you, and it's going to have a PDF where you can actually download this if you are utilizing SureCut's a lot, so you can follow along with us even after the video is over and everything. Okay, but anyways, we go through this in SureCut's 5 classroom on how this works. But anyways, we have the logo, we have the stars, and now we need to wrap ScrappyDew and coffee around the logo. Okay, so in order to do that, we need another circle. Okay, so we can get the circle here, and that's how I created this. I held the shift button down and sized it all up. Now you may need to, when you're doing this, guys, you may need to change this circle to make it a little see-through. And that's very easy on the color palette. Just change the opacity. Okay. So one of the neat things that you can do when we're talking about arranging stuff is if I select both of these here, and I click this little thing right here, we have to selection and to page. Let's do to the page. Okay. It's going to put it right there in the center for us. So we're going to go ahead and click on this, and now the circle is exactly where we want it, because we're going to use this red circle as a nice tracing outline, a path of where we would like our text to go. Okay, so with that said, I'm going to go ahead and select the ScrappyDew, hold the shift button down, select the red circle that we just created. And now I'm going to go ahead and go up here to the effects menu, and now we're going to go to object on path. And here's where all the magic happens. We click the auto preview and we can see, hey, yay, the ScrappyDew is looking good, except it's not centered. Well, that's where we have this little button right here. Just go ahead and keep pressing it up until exactly where you would like it. And that's it. I mean, look at the nice arc that's on there. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and click the OK button. Okay, now the next thing is we're going to do the coffee and the circle. So select the coffee, hold the shift button down, hit the circle, and now I can go up to the effects menu, go to object on path, and let's do the auto preview. Even if I were to maybe do that as a 5. Let's see what happens there. So you can see that by the time we get down there, the coffee's upside down, and that's not what we want. So how do we fix it? Well, very easy. Just click this button right here, reverse path order. Boom. There it is. It's on the bottom. It's on the right way. And now we can position it where we need to. And we can go ahead and click on the OK. All right, so there we go. We can get rid of this circle. We no longer need it, and we just created our own ScrappyDew coffee logo. Again, if you guys download the PDF that is attached to this webinar, you can download that file. It's going to be in a SureCut's format, so you can just open it right then and there. Okay, and follow along. All right, so that is the Starbucks one. Let's go ahead and take a look at the home improvement one. This one's a little bit difficult. I'd say it's probably an intermediate task and stuff, but I'll just chug along through this. Okay. Again, I just wanted to show you the simplicity. So over here, we haven't introduced this yet. It's the text tool. So you click on it. You can choose whatever font you would like. I'm just going to stick with this font here, this Santana Black. But again, I don't think I use that font to begin with. All right. But anyways, I'm just going to go ahead and type in home. And now I can size this however I want. And then the next part here is we go to the effects menu, and it's called Bridge Warp. And so I can do that. Now, I do want, the home improvement is sort of like it's got a straight bottom, and then it's got straight lines on the top that almost forms like a cube. So if I go to straight warp, change this bottom one. I don't know if you guys can see this, but the bottom one there, we're actually changing. So let me go ahead and zero that out. And now I can increase this. And that is how we're getting the top home shape. Okay. Once it's to your liking, click on OK. The next one is improvement. So IMPROVEMENT. Next step here is sizing. So let's go ahead and size it up. Position it. And that's looking good so far. So the next part of this is we see where we have the ROVEM, all of that, all those letters did not change. The rest did, okay, to some degree. So what we would need to do is we would need to, I know this seems a little bit silly, right click and go to ungroup, and I'm going to select the P, I'm going to select the ROVEM, and then that's it. Okay, so I'm done selecting, and I'm just going to go ahead and copy this to my clipboard. Okay, so it's copied. All right, going to need it later. So select everything, just like we did before. Go to Effects menu, and then we're going to go up here to Bridge Warp, and again, zeroing out the bottom, but now we're going to increase the top. We don't want a circle, a little circle arch. We want the straight warp. And that is looking good. So I'm going to go ahead and click on OK. And now you're probably like, well, that doesn't look good at all. So now we just need to select those letters that we were talking about before. The O here, the V, then the E, and then the M. Okay. And then we're just going to go to Edit, Paste in Place. And now we sort of have what we're looking for. So let me go ahead and select this, and I'm going to go ahead and shrink this up just a little bit. And with the handles here, we can go to Advanced real quick, and it's going to be a lot easier. So boom, there it is. Select these here, and go down. Boom, there you go. And that's how we created the home improvement there. So again, a little bit of intermediate step there, or intermediate lesson. But again, we go nice and slow inside the course to show you how this is done. But anyways, just gives you an idea, guys. I get ideas. So yeah, guys, if there's any questions, make sure you ask them and stuff. We'll be sure to answer them and everything. But those are just some neat text effects. I know we got another demo real quick, just I think it's the shadow effect one, but again, SureCut 5, super duper easy so far. All right, so let's go ahead back to the slideshow and see what's next. All right, so two more demos left here. We got the knockout effect, and then we also have the shadow effect. Again, two very simple demos here. We'll knock this out here. Again, just showing you how you can use SureCut 5, save you some time, design what you want, export to an SVG file, and be done. All right, so let's go ahead and show you how we can knock out both of these here very quickly. All right, so let's go ahead and go back into SureCut 5. So in SureCut 5, we're just going to knock out the knockout first here. So anyway, so we got the just simple text here, kiss me, and these are text items that we just typed out on the little preview mat there. And next, I'm just going to go into the library. SureCut comes with an assortment of library items. I mean, you have basic shapes. I mean, you have some game pieces. Lots of things to choose from. But anyways, I'm just going to go ahead and choose the lips here. Click on it, and now I'm just going to go hold the Shift button down, and let's make these lips fit the profile here, right? So, anyways, you size them up however you want. And then with both items selected here, so I'm going to go ahead and select both. Up to the effects menu, click on Knockout right here. And I meant really it doesn't get any simpler than this. Click on Preview, and you can sort of see what the knockout does. Okay, so isn't that pretty neat? The gap here, I'll click on it once, see if you guys can see a difference. You should see like a little white line gap in between. Again, I think you'll definitely be able to see it this time. So you can see what the gap does. And then once you are finalized and you are settled, you can go ahead and click on the OK. And that's it. That is the knockout. All right. You can't get easier than that, guys. What do you guys think? Pretty neat? Pretty neat, right, guys? So yeah, let's go ahead. The next thing here was the Love You Too. Okay. So with this, we replaced obviously the O's here with hearts. So we're utilizing some library hearts, and we have a nice shadow background of text. Okay, and again, shadows can be applied to anything. It doesn't have to be shapes like hearts. It doesn't have to be text. It can be anything. All right. So let's go ahead and just do a quick look on how we did this. All right. So I'm gonna just move this up into the corner here, and with the text tool typed or selected anyway, I'm going to go ahead and I chose this one here, marker felt wide, and I'm just going to go ahead and type love, and then I'm going to select another area here, type you, and then I'm also going to go ahead and just do the letter T. Okay, so the love, let me go ahead and change that. See, one of the nice things about having the text there is you can change things as you need it, right? So anyways, let's go ahead and size things up. So I'm going to go ahead and select everything and just make it all the same size, all right? Then we can position them where we need. And this one was like right under here, and then here comes the T. Okay, so the next part here is coloring. So let's go ahead and select everything, change the color to red, just so that we can stay consistent. And now we need to replace the O's with the hearts, right? So for that, I'm just going to go ahead and right-click Ungroup, right-click this, and Ungroup. And now I'm able to select the O here, and delete it. Okay. Now it's time to bring in those library hearts, right? So anyways, that's the heart that I chose. Again, I just made it gray, and we can do that with the color palette there, and just make it an off gray. Okay. And then I just slid it into position. Okay. So once you get it in position, you can go ahead and copy this and paste it on the next one, right? So there we go. And then again, we can paste two more for the two, right? Okay. So once you finalized everything and you got it into position where you want, now it is time to go up to the effects menu there, and it's time to add a nice little shadow layer. Okay, so with the selected, and again, let me go ahead and select this real quick. I'm just trying to get this as close as I can to what I had originally, but again, you can fine tune this however you wish. So selecting everything there, I'm going to go ahead and go up to the effects menu, and then I'm going to go up to shadow layer. This is, again, super duper easy. Look at this. I can increase the size. I can change the color. I can say, you know what, I want to have, let me go ahead and change that to like an orange. And let me go ahead and let me do 2 layer counts this time. Look, isn't that pretty neat? I mean, you can just keep on adding on top of the stuff, right? So whatever you want to design, you know, like I said, sky's the limits when it comes to this stuff, right? So super duper easy. You click on OK, and that's it. We just created our own little word script. And it's unique. We didn't have to trace anything. We're using text that we had and shapes that are built inside SureCut Salon 5. So pretty neat. Okay. So again, we've only touched the surface with this. I mean, you can see all the neat effects that are with this. Again, we have a manual that goes over this, 250 pages, and videos that go along with the manual. So if you are looking at getting some, getting some learning, hey, make sure you check out that stuff out. But anyways, let's go ahead and go back to the slides here. We'll wrap everything up, making sure I'm putting out all the correct information and stuff. All right. All right, so I know we covered a lot of stuff here inside of SureCut Salon 5, and hopefully we introduced you to some of the neat things that you can do with SureCut Salon 5, all right? So if you haven't done already, make sure you click the link that you see down below. Should be a button. Go ahead and click on that. We have some special offers that we would like to offer you. Again, we have the classroom package. If you already have SureCut Salon 5 and you're wondering how to use it, hey, just get the classroom. But if you don't have SureCut Salon 5, we made it very simple. Just make one purchase all on one site and everything, and get the classroom. Get the program and everything. It's good for Windows and Macintosh computers, but it is special pricing here for 48 hours. Just for you guys taking a look at our webinar, we do have some special things there for you. Okay, so I do thank you for coming out here, watching this, spending the time with us. I know it's been a little bit of a long time, but we just wanted to say thank you for coming and watching everything. All right, so make sure you check that video or check that website out. Again, it is 48 hours only, so you're going to get a great deal. So just make sure you take advantage of that. All right. So if we didn't answer your questions, we will respond. We got your email. If you filled it out, we'll go ahead and email it to you and stuff. But hopefully we answered most of the questions out there and stuff. Okay. So thanks for watching, and we hope to see you in the classroom. Okay. 8 hours of short little video lessons and stuff are in there. All right. So thanks for watching. Take care, guys. Bye.